Hey folks, it's Dr. Smith, and welcome to week 2 of INFS 1010 Computer Apps. As a reminder, all the content for this course lives in content. So we're going to click here. We're going to go to week 2, and it will expand, and you'll see what we're getting into this week. We're going to be looking at file management, Microsoft Outlook, and Microsoft Copilot. So first off, in the week overview, you'll see the assignments that are due. We've got 3 of the trainings. I'm going to start with the file management SAM training. So follow me closely. We're going to go to this second module, the MindTap module. We're going to click here for MindTap. And the first time you do this, if you haven't done it already, it's going to ask you to log in. So your screen might look a little bit differently. It'll ask you for essentially your Pellissippi email address and your Pellissippi password. And if all things are right with your tuition and everything, you should end up in a screen that looks something like this with a calendar on this left side. We're going to navigate into week 2, and this is where the majority of the assignments projects in this class are going to live. For week 2, as listed on the Brightspace, there are 3 trainings. In MindTap, there are 3 trainings. There's the Copilot training here, the file management training, and the Outlook training. All 3 of these trainings should behave pretty similarly, so I'm going to actually use the second one, the file management training, as the model. So we'll click this. It's going to open up a different window. Give it a second. You can do a system check. You don't have to do this every time. In fact, really only do it maybe once or twice, or if you're having some kind of issue. But when you're ready, you'll click Start. It's going to open up a new window. I would recommend maximizing that window. And for this training specifically, there are 12 steps. You'll see that here in the top left corner. There are also 3 modes. There's an observe mode, which if you click play, it's really going to play a short video demonstrating each step as you go. The practice mode is similar to that, but it asks you to click on things to advance the module. But ultimately what you want to do is you want to get into the apply mode. So once you feel comfortable enough with what it's going to be asking you to do, apply mode is basically going to give you the prompts of what to do, but you've got to make sure you know how to do what it's asking. So in this case, it's saying task instructions here at the bottom. And I want to note something. If for whatever reason that little gray window did not pop up for you in the bottom right, that just means it's been minimized. Maybe it started that way as a default. You'll see then in the top left, task instructions with a plus symbol. If you click that, it brings that window back. So there might be a place where what you want to do, or you need to be able to see what's behind the instructions. And so you could close the instructions, accomplish whatever task, and then open the instructions again. So in this case, task instruction for number 1 is to use the search button to search for an Excel workbook called Arbor Sales. So I've learned through the observe mode and the practice mode that the search button is here. Make sure my cursor is here, and then I type in Arbor Sales, and there it is. And when you've completed the task successfully, it tells you you're complete and it moves you to the next task. And essentially, you complete all the tasks, and when you're done, you click Submit. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to complete all the tasks in one sitting. For this file management training, it's relatively small. You probably could, you probably should. But if for whatever reason you had to close out the window and come back to it later, you go back to it, you click Start. It should pick you up where you left off. So I left off on task number 2, and there I am. I'm back in task number 2. And that's essentially how the SAM trainings work. And like I said, there's 3 of them this week. You'll want to complete those by the deadline. For the last activity for this week, I'm back in Brightspace under week 2. It says there's a Copilot email assignment and a file management exercise assignment. With the file management exercise assignment, I have some instructions in a document here. There's also a zip file, which is like a compressed file. When you download it, you would extract it, you'd open the file. I'll show you how to do that. And there's also an answer key if you want to check and make sure you're at least in the right ballpark of how to do the assignment. So for the instructions, we're going to click on it. It's going to download. I'm using Microsoft Edge, so it gives me a pop-up here, and I can either open the file directly or I can open the folder that contains that file. When I open that file, there's step-by-steps on what it wants you to do. If you've done the SAM training prior, this should be a little bit easier for you. I'm going to walk through the first steps of this. One is to download the zipped folder to go to the downloads folder where that zip folder is and to unzip or extract, open that folder. So here we go. There's the zip file. I'm going to click on it. It is downloaded. It is downloaded. I'm going to go to my downloads folder amongst all the rest of the stuff I have. There it is. Now I've opened it, and then I would want to move these files someplace else. For me right now, I'm going to move these files onto my desktop. So I'm clicking, I'm dragging, holding it, and then releasing it once I get it where I want it to be. Now if I go to that desktop folder, I should see, amongst other things I might have on my desktop, there's those months of the year and the New Year's Day, Valentine's Day files that came in that zip folder. The rest of the steps in here ask you to create a folder and to move those files from just the plain desktop into the folders that you create. It asks you to open the folders, take screenshots, and upload those screenshots as evidence that you've completed this assignment. The next assignment is the Copilot email assignment. I think this is a pretty practical assignment. It's basically going to ask you to use Microsoft Copilot to draft an email response to a professor. In the instruction document, it gives you step-by-steps on how to use Microsoft Copilot. You could also use ChatGPT or another AI if you want to, but your goal is to create a respectful, professional email to a professor, and you can use these prompts or another prompt if you'd like to basically generate the message you would send to your professor. Now, you're not actually going to send me an email in this case. You would use the text that the Copilot gives you, put that into a blank Word document, and you would upload that document into the Brightspace assignment here. So that's essentially our activities for week 2. You've got the 3 SAM trainings, you've got the file management exercise assignment, and you have the Copilot email assignment. If you get questions, you get stuck, please reach out. As a reminder, I also do office hours in person, but also via Zoom at the same time at 5 o'clock on Wednesdays. And beyond that, I hope you guys have a great week.